All right, everybody. Arsenal fan circle here. A little bit late. I was sitting around. Blame it on me. All my fault.
Tony, give him the card. There you go.
But under the circumstances, a 4-0 win today. All you gooners out there might forgive me for being just a little bit late. Sorry about that. I know it is late in England right now. It's early hours, early mornings. So, yeah. But we're through to the semi-final. Say it loud. We're through to the semi-final of the Europa League. All that stress from earlier today is paid off. Uh, I'll go down bottom first. Alonso and Sam, thanks for joining us, Sam. I know it's late
Hello,
there.
hello. Thanks for having me.
You're running on fumes, Sam.
Yep, that and virgin blood.
He said it. And up top, Gary and Tony, thanks for joining.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, once again, listen, sorry, it's on me. It's on the host here. A little bit late, but I do hope you forgive me and will.
You took that hairstyle a little bit too.
We will.
Yeah.
We will work.
You still got that hairstyle going.
We will work to redeem ourselves here. Gary, let's have your initial thoughts about today's game.
Well, I didn't think of it at the time, but then it kind of grew on me how we started the game. I thought when we started the game the last time, the whole like racism thing would kind of be maybe a little kind of an influence on the game, and it looks like it just took a game late because it started out, with Lacazette basically staring down their whole team, who decided to stand together in arms, and then from then on, it looks like we were on the front foot for that first 40 minutes, and we took it to them when we finally settled into the game. So I enjoyed to see that. I was hoping to see Martinelli, but I understand why he didn't play. But when you've got Milsrufro and Saka, good things are going to happen. So I'll take the win, 4-0. We were dominating. They didn't really do anything to us, right? I mean, Leno, I don't know if he touched the ball after a shot all game. So voila, we'll take it. We're through to the next round, and we get Emery now. So next, we just the next drama starts.
We've got plenty of time to get into that. Unai Emery in the semi-finals, Tony, and Urban Ghost here. Hi guys from the UK. Great win, great performances all around. Love our young players. Laka and Xhaka also on fire. Two really tough games now, though, against Villarreal. Tony, we'll get into the Villarreal game. I want to sort of linger on this win first before we talk about the semi-final. What was your initial thoughts about today's game? Let's enjoy this 4-0 win for what it is for right now, and then we'll talk about the semi-final a little bit into the podcast here.
My initial thoughts were, where the fuck has this team been all season? Why are they showing up here in April? Why are we just seeing the passing in a full 90 minutes for the last two games? It's the first time we played a full 90 minutes twice in a row under Emery. I don't know if we've actually played a complete 90 minutes under Arteta yet. But to me, it's nice to see the team fired up. I think it started before kickoff with Lacazette giving them the death stare, and it looked like he was barking at him a little bit too. Looked like his lips were moving, unless it's just an unsteady camera angle, but it looked like he was chipping at him, saying something to him. But overall, it was a great game.
Yeah, as Sam, as Tony said there, team seemed to be fired up. And Stefan said here, where did that performance come from, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic performance. The guys came out the gates running and high energy, definitely motivated, ready to go. And yeah, I mean, where has that performance been all season? I'd say I think it's probably the best performance I've seen from us the whole season. I can't really think of a better game throughout 90 minutes. I'm really struggling to think of one. Very, very, very good performance. We shocked them. We came out of the gates. There was high press. We were working so hard they couldn't get the ball out of their half basically for like the first 20 minutes. I mean, it was just shock. It was just complete shocking to them. I think we shocked them out of their style, completely pushed them out of their style, and I think it I think it crumbled their confidence. I think they realised straight away they were in trouble, and it enabled us to take the front foot, and we got some chances early on. And today we were really brutally effective. Today we were clinical, efficient, the opposite of what we normally are. And that's what happens when you're clinical. You take your chances. You're 3-0 up. We should have been 4-0 up. You're 3-0 up at half time. Then when you take your chances, it's fantastic. Really good performance today. The boys are up for it, and it's just where the hell has this been all season? You can see we've been talking about all season. Where are the players? It's all down to the players. The players, where's the motivation? Where are they? Is it the manager? Is it the players? Well, we can see the players are up for it. It just has to be, in the right occasion apparently, and today was it.
Yeah, just everything has to come together, Sam, and we saw this 2 years ago on the run to the final under Unai Emery, funnily enough. The senior players took it on their shoulders 2 years ago. We need to do something similar now in the semi-final, but plenty of time to talk about that. The wife here says, great win for Arsenal. Exactly, Jill. Great win. And Alonso, your initial thoughts on tonight's result as well?
Yeah, I did not see the opening whenever Lacazette, basically, went against, basically took a knee in front of the whole team. That was something special, And, I think that they took that.
He freeze again. Stan said, job done. It's like Freddie Mercury when you press pause on the DVD player there. Job done.
Live Aid.
Oh, come on, Alonso, let's go. Get your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, listen, a great win today, 4-0. My initial thoughts from the lineup were, okay, we're trying this Granit Xhaka thing in the left back position with Ceballos just ahead of him. Partey's got a lot more of the field to cover, which has been a good thing for him from the Sheffield United game. But my initial thoughts is sooner or later, this Granit Xhaka thing playing in the left back position is going to we're going to get found out sooner or later.
There's two of them now. Wow.
Well, sooner or later? What do you mean? We only seen it once.
I know, but if we continue playing Granit Xhaka at left back against Villarreal in the semi-final, we got plenty of time to talk about that. Maybe now is not the time to jump into that. I'm just a little bit worried about it. Let's keep that in the back of your mind until we get to mid-podcast here. Alonso, your initial thoughts on the game?
Yeah, so like I was saying, whenever Lacazette took a knee and sort of the whole team with him, that was something kind of special, because how Glenn Gamora was a former Arsenal player. So that meant a lot as a fan to see that. And so I think that the team was motivated by that, as well as, getting through the next round. And so the performance tonight, like Sam said, was probably the best I think we've seen all year. I think the one other performance that was pretty awesome was against Chelsea. And at that time, we needed to win, right? Because we're having such not a great year. So I think hopefully this win right here will help us not only in the Europa League, but also in the league as well. We're going a little run that maybe we could finish 6th or 7th in the league, and hopefully this will take us through that tough time.
Yeah, does it seem, Gary, there's something I know it's early days, right? But Sheffield United, something might have clicked, and we were talking about this in the pre-game of the Sheffield United game. A big week ahead. We had Sheffield United, we had the Slavia game, and we have Fulham coming up. Opportunity to grab 6 quick points in the league and passage to the semi-final. While we've taken care of the latter, and now we want to probably go and grab 6 points. But is there something starting to change here toward the end of the season? Something we can put a finger on?
I don't think anything's changed. I just think we've got the players that we know can do it on the field. I mean, when they're injured and sitting out, then we know we're going to struggle. And those same players aren't our seniors; they're our youth, right? It's what is it? The stats say when Emil Sofro and Saka play together, we look really good,
70%.
right?
Yeah.
We win. So
Mhm.
yeah, and I think when we can put our best players on the field, which we thought were going to be a kind of a good mix of seniors and youth, we knew we were going to be okay. I don't think Lacazette was part of that initially. We thought, right, but he is one of our best players this year, along with the youth that we've got. So yeah, I don't think anything's changed. I just think whenever we're healthy and we can put out our strongest team like we kind of did today. I think we can still get stronger. So maybe that's what the difference will be come 2 weeks from now. But yeah, get our the Mills-Rowe, Saka. I mean, even if you take out Mills-Rowe and you put in Erdegaard, I'm not gonna say his name right, am I?
They were close.
But,
Close.
no,
Get
close.
your
Yeah.
guns, Gary Martin.
I
Erdegaard.
don't want to say. No, I don't want to say
Erdegaard is close. You're close.
Erdegaard. Yeah. So they keep telling me that. I need you on here, Sam. I guess. But yeah, I think once we get, I think we're up front. We're fine, right? I think it's our defense, and that's been our problem is finding a mix that works. And if Saka being on that back line works for us, then so be it. I guess the further away from the goal he is, the better off we are. I guess I don't know. Ceballos kind of did okay, right? I don't think he was that spectacular, but he wasn't as negative as he's been in the past. So, I'll take the.
Ceballos is probably one of those players. If you don't see glaring mistakes from him, you'll take it. He has a reasonable performance.
Yeah,
right?
and when you look at the game and you think about the game, I don't think anybody stands out in terms of, well, damn, if they played better, we could have done more. I think as a whole that all 11 were great, right? There's not too many. Yeah, I think everybody. It's one of those games again where you look at it and you go, some players did stand out, but nobody kind of dragged us down, right? Everybody came to play today, which I don't know why today it looked like that, but I'm hoping they can bottle that up and use it again, because we should be able to figure out how to do this over and over again. It's got to be repeatable for me. So yeah, now all 11 were great today. Leno didn't get his hands dirty. That's nice, right? So they got 7 shots and none of them on target. So he had an easy day and he deserved it. I mean, he has made some saves in the past. He has made some mistakes in the past. None of that today. So really good game from all 11 players.
As Stan said here, we had legs today, so we are inviting all of our panelists here to come up with some puns as the second leg because of Tony. Look at the ticker down there. We are trying to raise funds for Tony to get his permanent prosthetic leg, and those things are not cheap, Tony. So let's try. We're at 975, I think 975. Let's try and get over 1,000, and we'll be on the way to 6,500. So yeah, we had legs today, Tony. Unfortunately, you had one, right?
Yeah, I had one on during the game.
And Tony's you're recovering from your second vaccine shot, so you had that on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
So you're good to go now. You're past fit today, right?
Yeah. Yesterday I felt like I wrestled a bull when I woke up, just sore all over. Then I had the chills for about 4 hours. Then after that I was fine.
Hey,
yeah.
Tony,
I'm back to myself.
Tony, the first vaccine I had, I was like laid out, man. Like I had Moderna, and the first shot wasn't good, so I'm hoping the second one. Okay, so I understand about the chills and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, very good stuff. 4-0 win, Sam. We started off playing well. Now, I've seen the highlights. I didn't see the game. I'll be taking time off to watch the semifinals now because I think we're truly in a cup competition now, moving forward. But looked like from the stats that we didn't have a lot of possession in the first 10 minutes.
No, I mean
Ray, you get a second yellow card. Hold on. You got to start with a nail down first, Ray.
A nail down.
You have to think of Lacazette's kneeling in front of him, staring at him before we get into a game.
Yeah, no, that was really, really good. I thought it was very, very catching. The visual of them standing together and all of our team kneeling, Sam.
Even
Yeah,
the
I mean,
referees, even the referees were kneeling and looking at him. So
Mhm.
there was the whole team was looking at them, and the focus was on them. And you saw Lacazette; he was definitely, he was definitely looking at
Dialed
them
in.
in a way that he was really raring to go. And again, why didn't we have that last week? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Why, it was the same team we played last week. Why couldn't we do the same then? I mean, it's anyway. They did it today. They got really motivated. They were obviously up for it, and we saw that at the start of the game. We came out of the gates. As I said, we came out really running on a front foot, and we pressed them the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. We pressed them so much and run them rugged so much they were in shock. They struggled to pass the ball. They struggled to keep hold of the ball. We broke down their play a lot, and we created some good chances. We played the type of football today that I've been hoping we could play for a long time. We were very direct, taking fewer touches on the ball. Everyone was looking at passing the ball forwards. And it really worked well. It really worked well with Lacazette dropping in deep and Saka and Pepe running in behind. The balls were just going direct in towards them. It worked really, really well today. And the boys were passing well. It was crisp passing. It was everything was tight, dialed in. No one was sloppy today. I mean, Xhaka started a bit sloppy, and a couple of the plays started a bit sloppy. I started to worry a bit like the first 5 minutes, but then they sort of came back into it and took over. And overall, it was the first half was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, 14th minute. Who takes the shot? It's Saka takes the shot. It's the upright, but it's chalk. A great finish by Emil Smith Rowe. Put away the rebound, but crossed off due to VAR.
Yeah, it was deemed offside, wasn't he? So as the shot came, just by about that much. But yeah, unfortunately, he didn't get that goal. But yeah, he was in the right place, and Smith Rowe had an amazing game today. He was so instrumental to our play today. Really, really in control of our attack, and he's 20 years old, coming on for 21. And he's that influential already. Wow. Him and Saka as well. Saka had his shooting boots on today, dialed in, actually hit the target today, which we've been wanting and looking for. He's been a bit off target lately, but today he hit the target. That's what we want. If he continues to do that, he is going to be amazing. He is going to be absolutely amazing, and he's going to get us a lot of goals. And it's brilliant. And like you say, those two together, that's it. Then with the other guys around him playing well now, Lacazette, bonding well with Lacazette, bonding well with Odegaard. With these guys playing together, it's going to be really good going forwards.
And that's what I've been saying. I'm not, I mean, we're all here, we're all enjoying the win, but patience. I think we need patience, right, for the whole team.
They're starting to gel now. That's what I think we're seeing. I think we're seeing that those players playing together in those positions are starting to gel now. They've had a few games together now. This towards the end of the season, and it's starting to come together now. But what we need to see again, the famous word we've been talking about all season, we need to see consistency.
Yeah.
We can't just be a cup team. We can't just be a team that's up for it every now and again when there's a big game in a cup. We've got to do it consistently throughout the season in the league as well, against the teams around us and the teams below us, and we've got to show up in all the games. And it's that consistency we need to see now. Today was a great performance, but we need to see it again on Sunday against Fulham.
Yeah, we have been the epitome of a cup team, getting up for certain games and failing miserably for other games, especially toward the end of last year. Alonso, as Dan said here, it doesn't look like they've down tools for players.
Yeah. So, what do you mean by that?
Everyone on the team put in a performance, and there's no disharmony in the team. It looks like right from the face of it.
I think that whenever you have a group of players that are both young and old, and there's a difference whenever you have a guy like Lacazette who wears an armband today, and he shows that pride in the beginning of the match, and then it carries on, and you see that the youngsters, follow suit, right? So you kind of want that in the captain today, and I think that whenever you had changes and with his personnel changes, like having Zaka and Chambers, as Stan said it right now, it kind of makes for a good change, and you feel that, as players at Arsenal, as fans, that, these players are used to letting us down, but yet they find a way to improve and get back on the team and do well. In case of Chambers and Xhaka, these guys have had to adapt to new positions, and it's worked. And as Arsenal fans, we don't expect that change so drastically, and it works out so far. So it's good to see the team rally around that, as also as rally around Lacazette as captain, and I think it matters.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go to Tony with this one because Tony is taking a shine to Callum Chambers in not so much recent weeks. It's been a long time. You've had a bit of a crush on Callum Chambers, Tony. So he played quite well today, huh?
Yeah, I think he's played well, and I still think we need to go spend 40 million on a right back. I think it'd be really stupid to do because we need so many other players. I think it'd be a mistake. I think he does really well there, especially going forward. He's put in for defense, but again, he goes out there and provides an offense. Got another assist again today. And he's one of the 5 players that probably had an 8 or 9 performance today.
He's suggesting it could be one of your 5s, Gary.
No.
No.
Why not, Gary?
Denied.
As far well, here's my thought on that. Is he? I mean, I know he's been out and stuff like that, but will we get the same performance next season? I don't know. That's kind of the risk you take, because you don't know. Because I felt like I haven't seen him for like years, right? It's been a while since
before he got hurt.
Yeah, so I mean, I know he was doing well, but he's come back. My only concern is next season if he's falls on his face, his legs give out or whatever, So I'll be cautious. I do, it'd be nice to get a really good right back if we could, but yeah, it's not high priority right now, right? I mean, personally, it might be. We know we've got some help in the middle. We need one partner for Partey, maybe a striker, and maybe a right back, maybe a solid right back. That's actually done. Has been doing the work
for a left back.
Yeah, and yeah.
Pretty cool.
But I mean, I feel like we could probably still get a decent right back, and is Chambers going to be able to do a whole season? I'm not sure. So I would be cautious on that one.
Yeah.
Just because we've, those players that haven't been, been able to actually be healthy, haven't been available. What are we going to do? I mean, I want to be cautious in that one.
Yeah, as Dan said here regarding Chambers, one swallow does not make a summer, and Lumber Camp Saka's finish was class considering he's been missing a lot of 1-on-1s recently.
And it's crazy to think he made that shot from you look at the other opportunities that he's had over the last number of weeks.
Yeah,
and he makes that one right from distance with a goalkeeper on that side of the pitch, and he still said, "You know what? You're not going to get to this ball." So that shows to me that it's all about confidence. And you know what? He had it in his head as soon as was it Chambers made that little chip by the defender, which was really, really good, right? I mean, I think it was Partey headed it to him, and and then the defender's coming, trying to chase that ball down. He's able to step in front of him, chip it around him, and then get the pass out. It wasn't the same as Aubameyang's pass where he kind of lost his footing, but it was one of those where I got to get this to my man on the outside, and he did, and Saka took that ball and I guess essentially he had his head down and said, "You know what? I'm shooting today." And,
it reminded me of I hate to mention a Manchester United player, but it reminded me a little bit of a Wayne Rooney type of finish. You know, he would always cut inside like that and shoot to the inside corner. Alonso, Bukayo Saka. We've been talking about this as being one of the final components needed for an already great player to become even better. To start putting some of the chances he's making for himself, some of the chances he gets, and finishing them off with the, the calmness and the coolness. Something that Alex Iwobi could never do for us. You know.
Yeah, and Iwobi had other attributes, right? But he can never find your shooting boots, and it's something that Saka can do, and that's what makes him so exciting. Is that a player like that age doing so well. I mean, he's already been on the Three Lions team, right, and England squad, so the hopes are high with him. But as every Arsenal fan fears, is that he might get burnt out, and so far it's kind of worked out, I guess, for the most part. So that being said, it's exciting to see a player do that well on the biggest stages, and hopefully he continues to do so.
Looks like that shooting practice in them tiny goals is finally paying off. Listen, we're going to go into Saka in a little bit more depth, but Sam, start us off with the first goal, the Pepe goal after 18 minutes. We've had the Emile Smith-Rowe finish chalked off. A little bit disappointing at that time, but I think we were on top of Slavia at that time. We kind of knew the goals would come eventually.
Yeah, I mean, our play was very effective. We were cutting through them, and Pepe had a very nice finish. He kept his cool, and he managed to take the extra touch to just take it past the defender, and then the goalkeeper went down, and he managed to just use just that little extra half a second for the goalkeeper to go down, and then he just lobbed it over him or just past him, and it was a very good finish, very very well taken finish. Pepe, I think Pepe works a lot better out on his left. I think we've seen the best performances this season with him playing out left, because we know he's only got that left foot really. He doesn't really have a right foot, so that left foot to be out on the left side is more natural for him to cross with, pass with. It's better for him to be out on the left, and it worked well. He had another good game today, and that finish, the play was great, the build up was great, and the finish was really good. Pepe had a really nice finish there. It was nice to get off the mark with that.
Yeah, definitely. Gary, what do you, we know Alonso's on the Pepsi. Gary, you're on the black stuff, the Guinness, right?
Yeah. Today is I guess I got the can, so yep.
Guinness. Good for you. I highly recommend that as an Irishman.
What about penis?
Stefan said the defense has still got to get sorted. Too many silly mistakes, and that's been our Achilles heel, I think, this season. We are going to do a podcast in the summer when all is said and done. We're going to look back, and we're going to look back at the mistakes and how many points we should have. And we'll have a good debate about that. How many points we should have. Stefan said he wants Alonso to sing. We will sing if and when we win the Europa League, right, Alonso? We'll all sing that song.
Yeah. So, if everybody in the panel here sings their favorite song, or whatever choosing it is, then I'll sing the Rocky. Okay.
You got to do it first. I'm sorry.
Oh, great, Gary.
You're Freddie.
Oh, no,
You're
Gary,
Freddie.
we're a team.
All I do is shoot goals. I don't know anything about the singing thing.
Ryan only knows about shooting.
That's all.
Ian Wright was singing as well. There is some. Isn't that right, Sam? There is some vinyl out there of Ian Wright singing.
There is some. They did some singing with something, didn't he? There was, I can't remember. The FA Cup song or something, wasn't it? Yeah, years ago. It was rubbish, wasn't it?
Rubbish. Okay, so then I might actually be able to do that then.
Sam, what was that song by New Order?
Oh yeah. The World Cup song, 1990. Yeah. The World Cup song. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
Three lines.
No. That was 96 with Badir, wasn't it? What's his name?
Yeah.
No, it's 1990. It was a World Cup setting the world. I can't remember something with the world.
Was it setting the world on fire?
Set the world on fire. I can't remember. It's something to do with something to do with the world or something. Yeah, but it was the World Cup '90. It was the song, the World Cup song for England. Yeah.
Stan, do you know the song? Stan, do you know the song, Stan?
He said "World in Motion."
World in Motion.
World in Motion. That's it. Yeah, I knew it was something with world. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, New Order and John Barnes was in it on it as well. Yeah.
This is
all right.
England.
Let's Gary. Let's get back to the Pepe goals. The opener. A couple of nutmegs in that. That's Emil Smith Rowe. He's able to keep tight control at the on the inside of the box, and he's able. Players are afraid to touch him because obviously it's a penalty, right? And he has close control. And he's able to find the ball through. Actually, nutmegs two players to get that ball to Pepe. That's what he gives us.
That was. It happened so fast, right? I mean, he was definitely surrounded. When he looked, there was nobody in front. You looked, all he saw was the white shirts in front of him, but he saw a little opening below, slipped it through, and then Pepe, does what he puts a little footwork on the ball, and voila, that the goalkeeper, was just having a bad day on the near side today, and that was the start of it right there.
Yeah.
It was splendid. That's Pepe, and that's what you can get from him. I like the fact that that's the way it looked all game. It seemed that everybody that was attacking was confident in the box, at least for that first 40 minutes, definitely. And I'll take that. Take that all day. Take that all day.
Tony, progression in Pepe's game on that left side. He's able to use his body to, kind of shepherd or shield the ball from the defender, being able to get at it, and bides his time. He's able to wait out the goalkeeper and put it in.
Yeah, we found out it worked in January and February because of injuries. Now due to sickness, malaria, crap flu, whatever you want to call it, it works. It ain't the manager getting things to work. It's the players putting them in the right position. And the manager isn't making that choice, but it was a nice goal.
Yeah, so 1-0 up, Sam. We're on our way. What are you thinking at that time, 1-0?
I just thought we were on the front foot. We were looking good. It looked like we could create more chances. I thought there were more chances coming, and it was just, I was really surprised. I really was at how easy we were getting at them. We just seemed to completely, just completely crush their confidence, really. It was just so easy that first half, and we created a few chances quite quickly afterwards, didn't we? And just played really well, cutting through them with a direct pass in. And then there was a penalty. There was a penalty, wasn't it? With Lacazette got the penalty.
Yeah. Let me ask you first, Sam. Do you think that the circumstance of a 1-1 draw set us up to be on the front foot? Do you think if we'd have taken a 1-0 lead out there today, it would have been maybe a different game?
What do you mean? If you were taking a 1-0, what are you talking about?
1-1 draw. They've got the away goal. We need to go and win. We need to go and score at least.
Yeah, we had to be on the front foot today. We had to get a goal, at least one goal. Mm-hmm. So you can't sit back and just wait for that to happen. So we had to be on the front foot today, and I think we were looking to play direct because we saw how well that worked in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes in the last game, and we set up well to do that today. And I was just surprised at how easy it looked. It looked really easy, didn't it? I thought Slavia Prague, who actually haven't lost a game at home since December 2019, I thought they was going to make it a lot harder for us than they did. Yeah. But we just completely muscled them and pressed them out of the game.
Yeah, 33 games unbeaten at home. We cracked that today. I guess we should talk about Aubameyang real quickly. Sam, we'll start with you and go around. So my take on this is, why didn't the club just tell everyone it was malaria?
Well, this is the thing with Arsenal Football Club, isn't it? We can't really trust anything that comes out of the club in terms of official information, especially when it comes to injuries. So we remember with Thomas Partey, We were told briefly that he was, before the North London derby, back then, that he was likely going to be out till the new year. All of a sudden, a week later, he was ready for the North London derby, and we saw what happened then. It was a complete shambles. I don't trust any information that comes out of Arsenal. I say it's a flu, it turns out to be malaria. I mean, malaria is a hell of a lot worse than flu. So, I mean, it just shows you what kind of information they're willing to give out. I don't know. I just don't trust anything that comes out of that club when it comes to information like that. It's normally completely different.
Is there any possibility they thought it was a flu and then he was diagnosed with malaria? I'm just speaking out loud here.
Yeah, they should have known.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You go from flu to malaria. I mean, it's maybe, but I mean, he's I don't know. He's been on international duty, hasn't he? So surely he should have been diagnosed a bit earlier than this. But yeah, anyway.
Are you supposed to take anti-malarials when you visit places like that?
Well, the thing is, you could have, but there's still a chance you can contract it. There's still a small chance you can get it. He might have been very unlucky, or he might have not taken it. I don't know. We don't know. But the thing is, malaria is completely different than flu. And then once again, it's like what they doing, what they're talking about. It's that PR machine is broken half the time, isn't it?
Yeah, Gary, we've suffered from this past international break. We've had a couple of players, they went away fit. All of our players went away fit. We were pretty much fit as fiddles, right? I think that's
the problem. We let them go and then they never come back. I mean, what player has come back and has not missed a game that went on international duty except for Xhaka, and even he took a day off, right? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Brownie knows what's happening. Of course, he knows everything. So here we go. Brownie knows.
He's completely at fault. Alonso, did you want to jump in with a point?
Yeah. So
we'll come back to you, Gary.
Like you guys have said, I think that this is just not the first time this happened with a player missing time. They're not honest with what's really going on, and it's kind of disturbing as a fan, because as a fan, it's not all right, but as a fan, you should know if our players. What's funny, Gary?
I'm just looking at Brownie's comments.
And so it's a trip, right? So, I mean, you gotta be honest with those fans, because if
I'm not surprised. I don't think anybody that knows Brownie is surprised that happened.
And so, when
we love you, Brownie.
Keep on track, Alonso.
So, whenever, if it's an injury, I can't do this. Go ahead, Gary.
Gary, you want to compose yourself and finish your point on the international break?
We are just unlucky, right? We're just unlucky. Even if they have good form going into international break, or if they play really well during international break. I mean, think about it. Kieran Tierney had He had 3 assists in a game. Oh man, he's going to come back and we're going to be able to build on that. Nope. He swings his leg into Milner. Milner's legs are, I guess, trunks and broken. Bang, he's out. I mean, same thing happened earlier in the season, right? Jacques had 3 really good games, came back, and then he took a knot. And he was out. So I think we shouldn't let them leave, right? I mean, I know we have to, but we shouldn't let them leave because they never come back. Or we should, I think it's silly to rest them before they go, but maybe that's what we're going to have to do, right?
Yeah. If it's a barometer, we're getting better. More and more international teams are going to take more and more of our players away, and we're going to have to be a little bit more canny, the old Scottish saying, canny, about, coming up with some kind of Alec Ferguson type excuses to keep them, Tony. Keep them from going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man of many words.
Tony was paying attention to the comments. Sorry there.
This This is the
Yeah, so-
Arsenal fan channel
so-
I know and love. Thanks, Stefan. And we try to bring something a little bit different. We're authentic. This is who we are, and nobody's trying to be something that they're not here. And I think that's what ultimately
I had
keeps
one
people.
foot out the door on that one, Ray.
Oh my god.
I
dude.
pulled my leg.
Pull my leg.
Well, it looks like we did tell Gary to study up and come up with some puns. It looks like he has got a few in there.
Yeah.
He has about 4 so far, I think.
Yeah, no. Here's a little joke. I don't know if I can. I'll say it anyways. But here you go. Guy had a girlfriend with one leg that worked at a brewery. She was in charge of hops.
I like that one. That's good.
That is a good one.
That was not very funny after I had to hop back to my house the other day when I got my lawnmower stuck.
Wow.
I love it when the people in chats as well get on board with what we're doing here. So Stefan said, Sam, did we get a leg up today?
Definitely didn't we? We did.
We
We're on the front foot, and both feet in, diving straight in is really, really good.
Yeah. And we just completed our 2 legs as well. So Sam, also Bukayo Saka, he had his leg taken as well for that penalty, second goal.
Yeah, it was a pretty clear decision, that one, and Lacazette put it away well. I don't think Lacazette's missed a penalty, has he?
No, he's been pretty good.
7 for 7.
He's really, really good at taking penalties. So yeah, did it again today, and yep, Lacazette, he's been on fire lately. You got to hand it to him. He's been, a brace last game and a brace again today. He's nailing down that starting position. I just hope Aubameyang. Well, we probably won't see Aubameyang for the rest of the season now if he needs to recover from malaria. But if he does recover, I just don't hope he goes straight into that shoehorned left side again instead of Pepe or Saka. Just to bring him on because Lacazette's doing a lot more than him now and deserves to play.
All right. Tony,
Yes.
give us the stats on Lacazette. What's he got now? 6 goals in 7 games. What is it?
No, 7 goals in his last 6 starts.
And how many of those have been penalties? Quite a few, right?
2.
2. Leicester, Tottenham,
Well, maybe 3.
today. That's 3. I can think of.
Who's counting, Ray?
Yeah,
He's
I am.
getting up to 7
Apparently.
points he's taking for us. So.
The one thing about those penalties is that we are. That's because we're attacking, right? We're attacking,
Yes.
and they got to put us
Yes.
down. So
Correct. It's a consequence of good forward play, and I'll never give that to Manchester United. Never give that as a reason why they're getting so many penalties. That's a whole other podcast. But it's a consequence of good attacking play.
Well, they had 24 last season.
United 24, yeah. Jeez.
whether they had as many penalties as probably 10 teams, I think, total or something ridiculous. We add up all the other teams or something really ridiculous. So
Yep.
Alonso, is that a Palas Verdes blue in the middle, Alonso?
Alonso?
Just sitting there. Hello.
No, it's okay.
Stan knows his butterflies.
What did I say?
Yeah.
wow, you got a lot of stuff about stuff.
Butterflies.
It's our moms.
Yeah. No, cool. It's actually none of us have interesting decoration behind us. So, Alonso, that's a really good part of podcasting. You have to have something interesting behind you. No, seriously, people do look good.
Canines.
You got the canines in the back there. Yeah. 2-0 up, Alonso. Arsenal's on the front foot again. Bada boom. And we're playing well.
3 goals in 6 minutes. Actually, 4 goals if you want to count offside.
All right, you're going to be Alonso today in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah. Since Alonso's in delay,
Yeah. So as a fan, you love seeing that because we show fight and you show the killer instinct that we've been lacking all year long. so it's good to see that we're in control finally, right? And it's that goes that soccer goal was pretty awesome and gives us confidence going forward, and not just this game, but the rest of the game going forward. So, and also in Europa League, and there's going to be a battle, I think, against Villarreal, but we'll see what happens. But other than that, I think we're cruising at that point, right? And it gives us confidence going into halftime. And I think the boys are playing really, really well today.
Yeah, definitely. Just to linger and to welcome Niagara Falls Gooners here. Hi, everyone. How is Oba going to get back into the team? Can he? Sam, you've been the most vocal, I guess, about malaria, so you might know a little bit more than the rest of us.
Well, it all depends on what strain he's got. And I mean, there's a few different strains, but normally it does take at least a few weeks, and it can take up to a few months, depending on what strain it is, till you're 100%. It takes away your energy. You feel dehydrated a lot. It could be really bad. I mean, in terms of being able to play football at top level running and everything, it's probably going to take him a few weeks until he's fully recovered, unless he's been very lucky and he's got a very mild form of it. But we'll have to see. We don't know the prognosis at the moment, but I'm sure they'll do everything they can to bring him back. But it's going to take a while, and we probably won't see. We won't see him for the rest of the season. I hope that's not the case, but it's a possibility.
And with the season only being about 5 or 6 weeks left in it, so we're learning. Actually, it's pretty cool. We are learning about butterflies as well. The red one, bottom right corner. Lonzo, that's the red. Red eye. Red eye.
But the blue one's right here, right?
Yeah, in the middle, I think it was the blue Verdos. Listen, anyway, this is what's good about this podcast. You don't know what you're going to get, right? Right, Gary?
Learning all the time, right?
It's like Arsenal.
Is that learning all the time? Isn't it?
You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Right, Tony? Just like Arsenal.
Yep.
Isn't that Benny Hill learning all the time?
Yeah. Big up everyone on the panel. Miss Molina's in the house.
Lou.
All right, Gary. We'll get to the rest of the game in a second. Lumbercams, he's scared. Good evening. Could be out for revenge in the semis. The Arsenal players could be out for revenge as well. We don't know the level of fondness the players will have for Unai Emery. And they have to be professional as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more the case that some of those players that played in that last run with Emery are probably going to be like, you know what, we want to get back there again. I think more likely want to win that cup and then Emery just happens to be a bump on the road on the way there. So I don't see that from our team being that. I mean, I wish they could use that as kind of motivation. I don't think they do that as well as we want them to. So I'm feeling for them it's another game, and if Xhaka is as vocal as he's been, we think he is, then he can use that as motivation for the next game. I mean, if we're playing we're playing at home, or we're playing on the road.
I think I heard away in the semifinal is away the first leg. So
we need to, similarly, we need to be able to jump on them early and get some away goals, right? So and I don't know. I don't think our team manufactures anything to influence them to play a game. I don't think they do that. Like some teams, some players, they need some reason to beat you, right? I don't think we do that.
No, I think we have veteran players now that are, they want to get to the final. They want to go one step further. Sam, thinking about this comment here, like two become one. I'm thinking of the Spice Girls song.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm going to plant that in everybody. So, do we have a perfect left back? Do we have the perfect left back here if we just merge Xhaka and
perfect left back? Can we all just calm the fuck down? He's played against Sheffield United with 14 points. And he's played against Slavia Prague today there's a midfield in the front. The guys at the front completely pressed them out of their game. They weren't really at it today. Let's put it that way. If Xhaka plays against a decent team, that's when we're going to see how he is at left back. A decent team is actually going to attack.
Tony was first.
Gary was just
Tony was first.
was just mocking me there.
I was just slapping
Anyways.
five. I thought he was doing a high five.
I don't think it matters where Xhaka plays as long as he's not in the midfield. He slows our pace down. That's been the biggest bonus of the last 2 days.
Well, we do have to spend a few minutes to determine what our best solution is at left back. Alonso, you wanted to get in? Sorry, Gary.
Oh, I was just waving to Gary and Tony.
Gary?
No, I was just gonna say, you know what? If this is, how I always feel like we get surprised by whatever I see on the field, or however Arteta has us set up to play. If this is one of those surprises which gets us all the way to the final, then so be it. Because we don't need it next season. We need it if it's going to work today, right?
Do you guys remember? Was it the run up to the final in 2006? Those games,
Villarreal.
Flamini. Remember Flamini played left back.
Yes.
He was a defensive midfielder, and he played left back for quite a few of those games.
Yeah.
And he did quite well. He did quite well as well. So it looked like the same thing's happening again. With Xhaka going from midfield to left back. And if it works, it works. It's great if he continues to play well like that. I think at this time, in my opinion, is probably overall the best way of playing, considering the balance we need up front and at the back. So Saka, we need more up front than we need him, out left as a wing back. We definitely need him up front more than at the back. And Xhaka at the moment is holding down the position quite well. So let's just see how he goes.
Yeah. And sorry, I was going to say, it sounds like he's pretty vocal back there. I think a lot more vocal back there than he is when he's playing in the middle with Partey, because he's got a lot of things going on around him. And I think, we need that. So I'll take it. I'll take it. I think, like I said, Gary, go ahead.
The thing with Xhaka, they say he's a better player with everything in front of him. When the game's in front of him, he's a better player. You back him up to that left back position, he sees a lot more of the pitch. He's maybe less vulnerable, right? But a winger that goes I'm afraid of a winger going up against him. He's going to get exposed there.
Well, like Sam said, I think that comes with the way that we play as a team. So if our midfield and our wings are putting a lot of pressure on them, by the time they get to Xhaka, it's probably, we'll probably have a lot of support coming back there anyways at that point. So the best defense sometimes might be an offense, right? So if we're able to, we know we're stronger at the front anyway. So if we can utilize that to put pressure on teams, then we should, because I think that's where we're going to get that's where we can control the game. I want us to control the game, not to sit back and we're not sit back and defend. No,
we can't. Yeah, we're not. The Arsenal should be going forward. Niagara Falls Schooners, I think the first leg of the semi-final is away from home. So your first leg is in Spain, Tony.
Yeah, we got to get a leg up on them and get a win there.
Nice one.
I'm always prepared for puns.
Yes, you are. Lee Samuel said, don't forget Emery knows this cup. Yep,
he's a specialist. He's a Europa League specialist. He really is.
He's been there 6 times and only lost 1 semi. He's had more semis than Garrett than Sam down there thinking about Kyra.
Yeah, don't touch my love muffin, you.
All right, let's get it back on track here. So Sam, let's not pull this a bit longer.
You want to pull it a bit?
Let's expand this topic a little bit more. So Sam, do you think that's the best option for left back cover? We don't have Tierney. You think Granit Xhaka might be the best option?
I think right now it gives us the best balance. Like I just said, I don't want Saka. out there on the left wing. I think he gives us so much more at the front. You can see how instrumental he is for us in our attack. We need him there. I think Xhaka can do a decent job at the back with the support around him. Like we said, the press has to be there, the positioning has to be there, and I think he can do well enough to get by. We are going to have to buy a backup left back in the summer, that's for sure. But for now, I think he gives us the best balance. I don't want to see Cedric there because Cedric is not as reliable. I don't think he's not quite good with his positional sense on the left there as he is out on the right. So Xhaka has worked quite well there for 2 games. I know, listen, the opposition hasn't been great, but at least he's done quite well. So let's see how it goes. And Flamini managed to do it, and our run to the Champions League final in 2006. So maybe Xhaka can do it for us this year.
Knock on wood. Alonso, do you guys reckon an all-English final, United versus Arsenal? It looks like it's going to go that way. I'd like to meet Roma, obviously. I just fear, Alonso, another British team against us and us not quite be good enough. Alonso?
Yeah, so I think that Arsenal, I think these big games, right? And we're underdog. Miguel Arteta has a way of putting a fire under them, and whenever things are rough, right? He tends to light a fire and make them play well, but make them play together and make them play with a chip on their shoulder, which is always a good thing, right? And it's something special to see. And I think this team has it in them, right? I think that when the pressure's on, they always muster or at least confidence. And I see that with this team on this current run in the Europa League.
Yeah. Let's Gary, let's just round out on Saka. So I think you mentioned earlier the third goal, right? We're 2-0 up, and as Tony said, we're going to score 3 goals in 6 minutes here. Really blitzed them. I think the making of this goal really is Partey's ball to Ceballos because it entices one of their players. I don't know if you're asked and you want to talk, Tony, or
I raised my hand a second ago and you skipped me.
All right, go ahead.
On the All Europa final, it's 5-1 odds for both the Champions League and Europa League to be all English finals.
Of course, Manchester United are favourites and we are second favourites for the competition. So the bookies really have us getting to the final. But I really feel, we'll talk about the semi-final in more detail, but really feel it's a cup competition now. Would not have been good, Gary, if we didn't get through today. And I think Partey's ball to Ceballos really drew the defender out. Ceballos was able to nip the ball away and feed Saka.
You sure that was to
and
Ceballos?
I think is that the Flyers lost the goal there?
No, Crosby's going to penalty box in this overtime. But there's hope, Ray. Sorry.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Gary?
No, I didn't know it was to Ceballos. I thought it was to Chambers. So,
well, I didn't see the game. I just saw highlights. So if it was Chambers, forgive me.
Okay. No, I don't know if anybody remembers that play, the pass to Saka, who made that pass to Saka. I thought it was Chambers, but either way.
Assist, I think it was
probably Chambers.
Sorry, say it again, Tony.
So Chambers had 1 assist. I think it was there.
Yeah, I think so I think it's that one. Yeah, so I think Partey gets makes that header to Chambers, who's able to chip it past the defender just barely, and then he gets the pass off to Saka. It happened really fast, but because you can see, if you look at the replay, kind of like just it's all congested on that left middle side of the field, and Partey is able to turn it and get that ball out to the right. And then we just take it down. So it was perfect, perfectly set up. And we that's when I always say you got to make that play. And I think Ceballos or Chambers made that play to get that ball past the defender and then put us on the front foot. and we were able to leg it out, and
Keep it coming.
and then Saka put his leg through it. You know, with a strong leg. Voila, goal. Yeah, so it was.
And Gary, it was just yet another step in our progression this season.
Yes, yeah. So that, and I think that's the nice thing. The more Partey plays, right, the more we see these little things from him that you don't even notice, right? I don't think we would make anybody would think to make that pass, especially with their head, right? And at that point in the game. So yeah.
Me, I'm the voice of sense around here. Don't forget it, Stefan.
You are?
These other four people in check every podcast.
You're the voice of shit and rainbows and unicorns.
So Sam, Saka. This is what we wanted from Saka to progress, and I think we could say probably at this point in the season he's made a huge step forward from his progression this year.
He has. I think he's become a slightly better player this season. So he just needs to keep taking those steps forward, and I think we'll all agree the thing he's been lacking so far this season is that final ball, that finish. He's been lacking that, the last touch. And today he showed it. He showed he had it. He was shooting boots run today. Lovely finish, placed beautifully into the right corner. Keeper couldn't even react. It was just too far beyond him. He knew he just had no chance to get to it. Very well placed shot, and that's what we've been missing from him. He's been hitting the post a couple of times and missing wide. So that's the last. I think that's the last, part of his game to come together is that finishing, and I hope it continues. I hope he can continue to find the target like that, because he's going to get us a lot of goals if he does, because he gets himself into good shooting positions. He does actually get into finishing positions, and if he can start hitting that target now, it's going to be really good for us going forward. So I just hope he continues now, finds it, again, the buzzword, consistency. He finds that consistency for himself as well and really pushes on to that next level.
The whole team needs that buzzword, consistency. Maybe Tony can pull up the stats for Saka, his goals this season. I know quietly he's been building up quite a few goals. He hasn't been getting them in spurts. They've been coming here and there, but you look at the whole season and he's got quite a few goals together. Alonso Niger Falls says here, surely Martinelli could have come on at 60 minutes. Why didn't he get some more game time? And he did come on in 79th minute. There was a triple substitution, but 11 minutes is, you really wanted, the game's over at that stage. You really wanted a lot of players to get maybe a few more minutes, Alonso.
Yeah, and this is I think what when we see Martinelli, you know what he brings and he comes on the pitch, right? And you almost saw it today with his will and tenacity to want to score a goal. But again, Arteta is so stubborn when there's game management that he doesn't give the other players a chance, or at least he doesn't give them enough chances to, I guess, impress. And even with Balogun, you would think that he'd come much earlier than just a cameo, and he's just something guy, and it'd be good for his confidence to at least get some game in. Other than that, I think that with games like this, that the game's already done within the last 30 minutes. He should got more game time at least. But I hope that he brings on, Arteta brings on more youngsters like Balogun, like Martinelli, to give Lacazette rest, to see what they have, because this is the end of the season almost, and I want to see them play more, in the league, and also maybe some Europa League chances as well.
Tony again. Go ahead.
8 goals. He asked me a fucking question. Let me answer it.
Oh, yeah, for Saka. Yeah. Hey, don't have to be so passive-aggressive, or is that just aggressive, Gary?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Tony. What's going on? You lose a leg or something?
Wow. That's awesome.
No, I mean my thing with the Martinelli
You want
thing
a
is I don't
legend,
know
huh?
how you guys felt about the game. If you for those that watched it, it started to get a little stale, a little dry, a little. I think we kind of the game kind of just slowed down a lot for us in terms of where we were, and I think we need a little injection in there of maybe somebody else to come in. I mean, you've got 5 subs. You can bring on 2 or 3 players earlier than you think to kind of inject a little, change the game, to freshen up the game a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
Milsroof Row needed some rest. I mean, Saka could have gotten some rest.
Yep.
Lacazette was fine maybe to finish it off, but definitely I thought we should have brought Martinelli on a lot earlier, and maybe and I would have liked I would have liked
Balogun.
him to get more than 3 minutes or whatever. But I mean, I understand that part, but I would have definitely wanted to see Martinelli come on there a little bit earlier, because that I think would have given him a little time to work, and even work with Saka a little bit more. I think it would have been nice if Milsroof Rowe was there, but I think, as we saw, I think he was ready to come off. Right when he came off, probably stayed a little bit too long, but. Yeah, I think we should have. I would like to. Some teams they either we not necessarily to finish them off, but to rest some players, because we were getting knocked down a lot, right? So, yeah, I would have liked to have seen more minutes from Martinelli, and he did have his opportunity again.
Mhm.
Wasn't able to finish, so he's got some things to work on. Yep, go ahead.
Gary, do you think that we're going to talk about Aubameyang after the preview and after reviewing the game here? Talk about Aubameyang a little bit longer. Do you think the club may know a little bit more than us about Martinelli? And he had a tough game at the weekend, so maybe we're saving his minutes a little bit. Just want to ask that question. Protecting him a little bit more for the weekend.
For Fulham,
Yeah.
I mean,
Or just in general,
yeah, I get the protection thing. I don't know how. I mean, I think if he's healthy now, he should be playing. I think a little bit more. I mean, we don't have that many games for him to kind of figure this thing out.
Yeah.
But I get the protection thing. I thought they protected him like the last month or so.
And I thought on Sunday you could say Martinelli was fully back, having got that second goal at Sheffield United as well.
He worked really hard and put himself in a good situation there. And yeah. I mean, yeah. No,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I mean, if you're thinking Lacazette's going to rest in the next game, then that's why he didn't play as much. Then yeah.
I mean, everything changes now a little bit now that we know what's going on with Aubameyang.
Yep.
Striker Balogun's probably going to get a few more minutes, and Ketia is going to get a few more minutes. Who got preferential treatment in terms of getting on the field ahead of Balogun right now. But that's a discussion for a few minutes from now. Alonso, as Stan said, we know this could actually be a good thing to exercise the specter of Unai Emery in the next round.
Yeah, and I think that it'd be a good way to stick it to him and take us about
in the nicest possible way, right?
So I think that the team, as well as Arteta, have a lot to prove because he is his predecessor, right? And they're not that far. They're not a great team in the Liga. So it's like two little table teams going against each other in perspective, And so it'd be good to see us win and beat Emery, because even though you could say he got an unfair chance at Arsenal, you still want to see him win, or see us win, and put it to him, because he has been successful in Europa League, and so we want to see us do it without him, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I wanted to get into, Sam. Second half. Something we've highlighted on the podcast here. There's not enough team spirit within the team, and I saw an incident with Granit Xhaka and Ceballos, which led to Olienko getting the yellow card. But I actually like the fact that a lot of our players grouped around the incident. And it was not a situation where those two players, Xhaka and Ceballos, are left on an island by themselves. You have Lacazette coming in there, you have Pablo Marie coming in there. And it points to me as like team spirit is growing within the camp. And maybe the players are starting to take that responsibility of trying to influence the referee in certain situations, something we've been really lacking for actually a few years now.
Maybe it's the captain.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean we have been lacking that team spirit. We have today it was there. We saw it before the game, with the whole knee thing, and the guys were fired up today. I think there was a lot of that togetherness today. We saw it with the way they played, their intensity, the way the energy levels, the way they pressed. They were there today. They were 110%, and they were there for each other as well. You could see that, and again, it's a puzzle. Why could they do this today and not last week or in many of the other games they've been completely missing this season? Well, why? Is it just because of this Slavia Prague thing? That's been going on. All that's been going on there with them and all of that, or is it something else, or what is it? Because it's why could they pull performances together like this today when the rest of the season they've basically been missing? So yeah, it's a strange one. But today they showed it. It was really good to see. And yes, again, we want to see it more going forward. Hopefully, this is something they can build on and start showing more of that team spirit going forward. Definitely.
Tony, then Lacazette gets the second goal, 76th minute, and great work from Pepe down the left. The game's wide open now. They're finished at this point. We're leading 4-1 in aggregate. Game's over. Would have wanted to see Balogun come on, a few other players get minutes, but Lacazette showed real composure there once he collected the ball from Pepe. He didn't lash at it. He didn't hit it first time because he's got that composure now.
Yeah, like I said, he's got 7 goals in the last 6 games. He's on form. He started the season on form, then Lego Man benched him for whatever reason. I think he's had a hot hand all year. He's showed it when he gets out there and plays. I think he's a better captain. I think he suits the team better than Aubameyang.
A boomerang.
A boomerang.
A boomerang.
All right, so 4-0 in the end. Anyone else got anything to add to the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you have players that know their role, it's kind of interesting to see how well Maury and Holden are good with each other. And we've seen it in the past. And Arteta has this knack for dribbling his center backs. And I think in Europa League, this is the best pairing that we're going to get, or at least see. And maybe Gabriel is best in the league, So, but it's worked out pretty well. And I think Europa League action where you have Mauri and Holden, and with Chambers and Xhaka, it's different, but it works, and it's pretty impressive. Yeah, granted, it was against Sheffield United and Slavia Prague, but it's still pretty nice to see. And with the guys talking about togetherness and playing for each other, that's not our year. So I know Sam, I don't know why it's just now starting out, but I guess better late than never, right? So it's
Better late than never.
Yeah, it's always a positive, and who knows? Maybe this could be that run of 06 where we had a makeshift back four. So we'll see what happens. But I'm quite confident now that this is finally our best 11.
Gary, speaking to what Alonso just said there, I think it is very apparent that Arteta is starting to learn. Now, we have always said painfully, slowly it's happening, but now he's recognized maybe Pablo Mari and Rob Holding are the best partnership now that David Luiz has gone down, right? Callum Chambers might be the best right back. And, if you're picking, this is an indication of our most important game of the season. So we can take this as what Arteta is thinking. Callum Chambers is his favorite right back. The favorite centre backs are Pablo Mari and Holding. We have a stopgap situation in replacing Kieran Tierney. We're starting to see some, betting in with Arteta here in terms of team selection.
Yes and no. I mean, I think he's forced into a lot of those. We knew. I mean, I think.
Well, he could have went with Gabriel. He went with Pablo Mari.
But we always knew that Gabriel doesn't work with Holding, and he hasn't actually tried the Mari.
But did Arteta always know that? That's what I'm getting at.
If you're thinking that he knows that Holding and Mari are a good pairing, then he definitely must know the other combinations that he has. So I think if you're going to put it that way, then he must know that Gabriel doesn't work well with Holding, and I think we know why. I mean, I don't think Holding is able to help support Gabriel the way that Luiz is, right? So I think that's why those combinations work. Mari would work. I think Mari would work with Gabriel because he's actually experienced as well. They just would figure out how that would work with them. Who would go on what side. I would have liked to have seen that, but it's towards the end of the season. I think they had enough time to try it out earlier in this season, just to make sure they had the depth that they need. Just because I never thought Luiz was a player that they would want to have to lean on as much as they did. And that's probably why he's out, right? I mean, I think you brought on some of these older players. I don't think the intent was that they would have to play so much. I hope it wasn't, because I think that would be a really bad analysis to bring them in and expect them to be able to do, what they've done in the past. So that's why I think that combination there, I think Holding and Mari works best, and we know that. We have to see Gabriel at some point because we know he's one of our better center backs. But maybe against Fulham, that's a good time to try out the Mari combination, right?
With Gabriel,
Holding. Mari sat out the United game, didn't he? So
no, he played against Sheffield United. Yeah.
So maybe it's time to give Holding a rest or something, and Gabriel and him play in that game to figure out if that combination can work. I mean, you've got 2 games to figure that out, right? So why not?
James, thanks for joining us. Hey guys, hope you're all well. Saw the score earlier, a great result for Arsenal, and our season's still alive, Sam. And you want to continue that point a little bit. Do you think Arteta's starting to piece together the combinations that are working well on the field?
Well, the thing is, he has to keep, if we're gonna actually win games and be consistent, he has to start playing these combinations consistently. He can't now, the next game, change 4, 5, 6 players again and rotate so much, and because it's just we're not going to get that consistency and that that momentum going. That's the problem. He often rotates too much and he loses all that momentum, and we're so up and down in our performances, and that is part of it. Players are in form, who are looking good, looking like they're ready to give it all. They will suddenly be dropped, and then all of a sudden he's playing someone who's been poor. It's been that basically a raffle, that lottery selection the whole season. So yeah, I mean, it's. I think he's starting to see the combinations that are working, and he has to continue with them. That's what I think. You have to continue with them as much as you can, and just make the changes if you have to. If someone you're really worried about being tired, you have to give them a rest. But just rotating for the sake of rotating, that's in your plan that you've had like a month ago. You've got to move away from that and find more consistency in the lineup, and that's the same with the defense. If the defense is a different defense every single game, how can you get consistency in defence? You know, how do they know how to play together? You know, it's just, yeah. For me, you got it with a defence. At least you got to have a set back four, and you stick to that. And you know, unless someone really drops in form, then you got to stick to it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to have it at left back for the rest of the season, but we should solidify the other three positions in the back four. Niagara Falls Gunners. Only Sam is from Norway. I'm originally from Ireland. Pennsylvania, myself. Gary, New Jersey. Tony.
How do you get originally from Ireland? And I don't get an originally either. What's that all about? Just because my accent's not as good as yours? How does that work? How do you
get
an
accent?
You're able to speak for yourself, right?
But you spoke for me. You gave Tony his say, and you left me.
He didn't let me have my say. I just jumped in. I went
you see, we're not arguing about Arsenal today, Gary, so we're going to argue about this.
You have to find something. We're like a family, remember?
Exactly.
I went in with a 2-footed challenge. It's your turn.
Alonso's Texas. Alonso the Texan. Where are you from, Tony? Oklahoma?
Middle of fucking nowhere. Also known as Oklahoma.
Yeah. All right, so let me catch up here on the chats here. We're moving so fast today.
Marina says I need more beaver pants. She said I need my pay raised.
Bargav, thanks for joining us. What a game!
Bargav.
Saka's goal was a near post beauty.
Was brilliant goal.
I hate likening anything to Wayne Rooney's, but it was kind of like a Wayne Rooney finish. But you know, I'll get out of that habit. Okay, so Sam, let's just talk about Aubameyang real quick. Likelihood is we're not going to see him for the rest of the season. Would you say that is true?
Well, again, we need to see exactly what is. I don't know. You know, you would think so with malaria. That would be the most logical, I think, outcome. And as we know, there's only a few weeks left of the season anyway. So why not just let him rest? You know, just let him rest and be fresh for the pre-season, because the guy's had a terrible season. He's had all those personal troubles as well. I think it's probably just as well that you can just rest up and you know, not take any chances and just rest up for the pre-season. And we were obviously playing better without him now. So yeah, it's not like we absolutely have to force him into the team or try and rush him in as much as we can. So let's just let him rest. And yeah, I personally, it depends, of course, on how bad he's been hit with malaria and all that. But I doubt we'll see him, because it takes a few weeks to get over that. So I really can't see him coming back.
Let's not get Sam started on these accents. No way. I don't want to go there again. Do not want to go there again. Tony?
Arteta said he's fine, which makes no sense. If he's fine, why didn't he travel with the club? Then he said he watched it at Colney. So then he said he was home. So was he at home or Colney? Is he fine or not?
Who cares?
Does he have the flu? Malaria? Crap flu? Car wrap flu? I don't know. I don't believe he's sick. I think.
All right. Let's talk real quickly about the other half of the. So it's going to be Manchester United against Roma, Gary.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good game, pretty good series, two-legged affair there. So, yeah. So I think that I mean, I hope they beat each other up. You know, I know you're for Roma. I don't think it matters for Arsenal.
Who do you want? Who do you prefer, Gary?
I don't really care. I mean, it'd probably be nice to play Roma. I don't know, but
I would prefer to play Roma just because of the downside is so down. You know, the upside is so good.
If we lose, it doesn't matter who we lose to, does it?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't, because we're going to lose. There'll be another final we lost if that.
Well, would you rather lose? Would you rather lose to United or lose to Roma?
I don't want to lose to anyone. That's why I don't really want to think that way. But I'm just saying, that's why I don't care. I really do. Right now, our objective is just to get there. So
yes,
let's get there. and then we can talk. You can talk about that, but I probably will say I don't care who we play because I feel like we know we can beat United. I think we are playing better than we played them the last time. Are they playing better? I don't know. I don't really follow them that much. Or do they still have the same issues they had when we played them? So, but no, I don't care who we play.
Bring
I mean,
bring them on, whoever it is.
I think, like I said, I think we've got enough on our front, with our front four positions that we can switch it up and not lose much. I think so.
Yeah.
Why not?
Should not. You're sounding out. Do not be fearful of anyone in this competition, right? Because we have to go forward. We have to play.
We're struggling with what people consider pretty bad teams as it is. So it's not going to make any. We need to get our confidence up, right? So
Ronnie thinks Villarreal will beat us over 2 legs. They may well beat us out in Spain, but we'll get back to the Emirates and we'll see what happens. Tony, what do you think about Manchester United, Roma, and who do you want? Let's just say who would you potentially want in the final? We're not saying we're going to get there yet, but who do you want in the final?
We got 2 legs to get through before we get there, but I'd like an all English final. It'd be good. It'd be nice to have 2 all English finals, but who knows what's happening in the Champions League? But I'd rather
Champions League
if we can get past Emery.
Sam, what do you think?
In terms of the final, I would rather play Roma than United. I think Roma are a slightly poorer team. But the thing is, when you get to a semi-final, anything can happen. That's the thing. It's the teams are in the semi-finals. They're good teams. They're beating a lot of teams on the way, and it's really up to whoever performs on those 2 days. United are the favourites in that tie, and most likely will be them in the final if we get through. But I agree with you, Ray. I mean, it would definitely sting more to lose against United in the final than against Roma, because against Roma you don't really care. Really, they don't really have much of a relationship, with that club, but you do with United because they're one of our main rivals, or have been in the league for a long, long time. So
the upside will be so high on that sound, but the downside will be so low.
Yeah, United stings. To lose against them in a final would sting. But it'd be very interesting to see how it goes. It's going to be two good semi-finals. It's going to be a hard fought. I don't think it's going to be as easy and straightforward as people think in both of the semi-finals. Yeah.
Alonso, what's your thoughts on Man United, Roma, and who do you want in the final? And
well, my thought is that it'd be nice to see Mkhitaryan do us a solid, and then it could be his team in the final, right? But who knows? I mean, Roma and Villarreal and us aren't very good in our leagues, but Man United are. But I don't think Man United are that much further apart than us. So I think that both semifinals will be kind of close. But I wouldn't mind playing United. It'd be nice to play them. Because they're rivals. You're going to beat the best. If you want to beat the best, they beat the best, right? So why not go with Man United? I think they give us a good game. But in hindsight, I want Roma.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, I do not want Chelsea getting Molina. I do not want Chelsea getting any further in this competition. They are the side I do not want to win the Champions League for a second time. Absolutely not Chelsea. What do you think, everyone?
That'd be typical, wouldn't it? Them, I mean,
yeah. They bring in Tuchel and he tunes them up to a Champions League final and wins it. I hope not.
I think Real Madrid's going to give him a good. I think Real Madrid's going to give him a good game. Good 2 legs. It's going to be difficult, very difficult for Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to step out for a second. I'll be right back. Gary, start off the preview of the Arsenal Villarreal game. It's going to be Unai Emery versus Arteta in the semi-final. I believe we're away in the first leg. And you guys I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right, no problem. All right, yeah. We all thought it was going to happen, right? And it's happened. So
yeah, we knew it. We knew. As soon as we knew Villarreal were in it, we knew somehow we were going to meet them. We just knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought it'd be this round, not the next round.
Yeah, and of course we had to make it a little bit challenging on our side, really, to come into the second leg kind of down on an away goal. But it was destined to happen. We thought it would happen. That's why, the final, if we make it, Roma is probably not destined to make it there, right? Because then that would be off script. So far everything's been on script, right? We played Olympiacos. We were able to defeat that demon. Play the team that beat Rangers and Leicester City, beat that demon. Now we got another one, Emery basically, right? So now it's holding teams up for it. We've got a couple of games to prepare for that. Get ourselves. I don't know if we can we get ourselves any more healthy than we are now. I don't think so, right? Really, it's just Erdegaard. He's the only one that really, I don't know if he can get healthy, and then we have that, we have another answer on the field, and that kind of that gives puts a little bit of pressure on Arteta as to who plays, right? So that I think that's a good problem to have is what do you do if Erdegaard is healthy, right? Do you play with Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe? And then sit Pepe, or not? I think
it would seem he is the first one to go back to the bench, right? Go back to the.
It's a good problem to have. Yeah, and then and do you knock Ceballos out and put somebody back there? A different person back there with Partey. I think Partey can play with anyone and makes it easy for anyone. So that would be nice to see. I mean, what is it? Emil Smith-Rowe that played with him, right? Is that West Ham, right? I think Emil Smith-Rowe came in and helped. So, yeah, we just gotta have to. I think we just have to work on our stuff. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Villarreal play, but how do they?
Moreno is a dangerous player from the right side. He's been scoring quite a few goals, so they're going to present difficulties to us. We're stepping up another level here. It's not Benfica, with all due respect to these teams, Olympiacos or Slavia Prague. We have had a pretty manageable run to the semifinals now, and it steps up probably another 25-30%. We got to step our game up here.
I guess the one thing before I go is, we just played Liverpool and City, and hopefully those games have woken us up to when you're playing against better teams, you're going to have to play totally different than we have in the past. So we need to play play part of our game, right? Part of this is not catering to what they do well, is to cater to what we do well as well.
We have to get back to the Arsene Wenger way of playing. Accentuating our positives and not worrying about the opposition as much.
Yeah, and that's so those are our last two losses, right, against two pretty big teams over the last number of years. One really big team this year. So, yeah.
Tony, what's your take on the semifinal? Unai Emery is coming back to the Emirates, but not as a manager, as an opposing manager this time.
Well, this is a team that dropped tools for him and stopped giving their effort. Hopefully they can get up for it and show him why they didn't want him out of the club, why they went on a mutiny. And we'll see what we have, but he's such a specialist at cups. Like I said, he's been to 6 semis and only been knocked out once, so it'll be a tougher challenge than we probably think.
Yeah, cup specialist Sam in Unai Emery.
Yeah, I mean, he's won it 3 years in a row, didn't he, with Sevilla? And like Tony says, he's a Europa League specialist. He's got to the final with us. We all know about that one in Baku. We don't really want to talk more about that one. And here he is again. You know, the guy is very good at getting teams very far in the Europa League. So he's a good tactician. It's gonna be interesting to see how they line up against us and how Arteta, what his game plan is going to be for that game against, well, those 2 games against Villarreal. So it'll be very interesting to see. I think it's going to be a very, very good game. I think it's going to both teams are going to be at their best, probably. Well, hopefully at their best, and it's going to be a tight affair. I don't think any team's going to run away with it.
It's not going to be an easy narrative if we do go out to an Unai Emery-led team, Sam.
No, I mean, if we lose against them, I think that a lot of people are going to lose their shit, aren't they? Obviously, with it being Emery, it's going to be that because he's already got better statistics in the league than Arteta for the time he was at the club. He's got basically better statistics for everything, apart from some of the defensive statistics. That's about it. So him beating us and knocking us out of the Europa League, that's just going to be one. Oh, that's just going to be one more thing they can use against Arteta with Emery and say that Emery was better. And you can just see how many people are going to lose their shit over that, right? It's just going to that's going to create chaos if that happens.
How do you evaluate Arteta getting to the semi-finals so far, Sam?
It's a good job. He's done well. I'm saying we seem to be a cup team. That's the thing. We did well in the FA Cup. We seem to be able to get ourselves, going and motivated for single games that are important, and we've done very well in cups. That's the thing. We're a cup team, and if we're a cup team, that's okay. If we win cups, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with winning the FA Cup. Nothing wrong with winning the Europa League. If we win the Europa League, it gets us into the Champions League, which I know we're not really going to do anything in the Champions League, of course, but it's good to be there. It's good for the money. It's good for the exposure. It's good to be able to pull in better players. If we're a cup team, then so be it. But we need to be a lot more consistent, and that's where we're lacking. I think with Arteta is that consistency, and that's what we need to see in the league as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. The Assemble said here, Ray, question. So Arsenal got rid of Wenger to play exactly like him. I thought the idea was to improve, not to do exactly the same. You can improve, but you can play the Arsenal way, and that's what Arsene Wenger has instituted within every fabric of the club, to play the Arsenal way. And that's really what Wenger used to do. He used to set up to play to our strengths, and we need to probably get back to that a little bit more. I think Arteta's become very like Pep Guardiola. I think he's become very fascinated about what the other team can do against him. And I actually think City may not win the Champions League for that reason. Pep gets inside of his own head a little bit. You know what I mean? Alonso, I'm going to come to you finally to round out Unai Emery versus Arteta in the semi-final. How do you see that panning out? It's going to be an interesting game. 2 weeks from now will be the away leg at Spain.
So it's like Count Dracula, right, versus Lego Man, right? And
yeah, Lego Head Man, yeah.
Lego Head Man versus Count Dracula.
Count Dracula,
and,
yeah, sure.
Who
wins? Who wins that super bash?
It's Arteta has to get it right, and he can't mess it up with putting a team out against Southampton in the FA Cup. He has to know that this is a huge game, and he has to put on a lineup like that as if it's his last game. He has to play it smart and not mess up. And we could leave out the Sens Arteta out. And the reason why Xhaka is in there is because, of course, he's doing a job that impresses Arteta. Is it perfect? No, but until there's someone who can replace Xhaka, he's there for a reason, right? Other than that, he has to outwit Emery, which
Emery,
is hard, which his experience level is kind of questionable, but it's up to the players.
Huge
You know,
difference in experience levels there.
right.
You
So
know,
he has to pull off an upset, and his players have to use Emery and beat him as motivation, just like today. And they had to kind of find that motivation. Whether it be in Emery or them going through and playing Roma or United, and they had to do it for everything that that Arsenal stand for, and so yeah.
Okay, so listen, a 4-0 win, 5-1 in aggregate. We go through. We're going to meet Unai Emery in the semi-final and Manchester United. I really hope they become the bridesmaids again. They've done it in a lot of semi-finals recently. They have not gotten the finals. Lost in the FA Cup. Lost in the FA Cup semi-final last year. Lost in the Europa League semi-final, and I just hope that continues for United. For our part, Unai Emery has got all of the experience, and Arteta is going to need to overcome that over the 2 legs. But let's enjoy the win for what it is today. We were through from a quarterfinals into a semi-final, and that should definitely be savoured. But now we're going to jump into the Premier League preview and shock choice. So play along with us. We're going to go through each game. I'm going to ask the 4 lads here to pick out their choices, their shock choices. And Gary's sitting pretty right there right now. He's got a huge lead over everyone. Right, Gary? I closed the gap a little bit on you with 6 points. So
what's the lead? Did I miss it? Oh,
yeah, huge lead. So I think I'm the next best at 24.5, but long way to go. Only 7 rounds to go.
I've been stuck at 23.5 forever.
I don't think we're gonna close the gap on you. That's what I'm saying, Gary. Well, listen, in the league, we picked up the nice 3 points on Sunday. Hopefully, we can pick up another 3 points at Fulham. We'll preview that one. There's 7 league games because there is FA Cup games, FA Cup semi-final. City are playing Chelsea, and I think Leicester are playing Southampton. So Leicester are going to get to the final in the FA Cup, and probably I would say City. But anyway, because of that, Everton are playing Tottenham tomorrow. Somebody's going to drop points here, and we need to be in position to take advantage of that. You want to go first, Tony?
No, I just asked a question. Are we cutting it off at Tuesday or since Chelsea plays late?
Yeah. Just this round. The last game will be the Chelsea Brighton game. Yeah. Of your shot. You haven't picked your choice yet, have you?
I never do. I pick it now.
Okay, Gary. Everton at home to Tottenham. Somebody's going to drop points. Hopefully, Arsenal can take advantage.
I don't like it. Either way. Or either they draw, just because I don't think you give a win, it just gives them an extra 3 points or 2 points from where we are now. So I'm going to go with a draw because I don't really want, or either they both lose, but I can't get that. So I don't.
You don't always get what you want.
Yeah, I think a draw works fine for me. I know. Yeah, I mean, I think that should be a good game.
Tottenham are sliding, Gary.
I think they're sliding, but I don't. If Tottenham loses, I'll be happy. But if Everton wins, I'll be, if we're trying to catch them, then we're not doing a good job. Either way, we get screwed, right? So
yeah, and they have a game in hand.
Yeah, so all of that just is negatives for us, right? Teams with game in hand winning, that's not good. So I'd rather go with a draw, like I said. So
Everton 3 points ahead of us with a game to play, game in hand. Tottenham 4 points ahead of us. So yeah, a draw like that, a draw there, and we get a win. We can pull very, very close to both of those teams. Tony, Everton versus Tottenham.
I'm I'm like Gary. I want it to be a draw, but I think Everton nicks it out somehow.
Both teams are on the side, Sam. Both teams are on the slide, and Brownie, you're right. I do need Everton to drop some points. We have a bet that's still in play. 4 points is the difference.
So we
Yeah.
know who's Ray's picking.
No, it's gonna be a tough game to predict that one because they're both not really in the best of form. Let me just have a look at the form table here. I mean, yeah, Everton are just slightly better form, but yeah, it's not great. I suppose it could be. I mean, a draw would be best for us, just so none of them really pull away. Just 1 point each would be okay.
Yeah. Thanks. 1 point would be good for each. Niagara Falls, do check us out. We do pre-games about an hour, a little over an hour before the kickoff. We announce the lineups live. Check out our old previews. We've been spot on, predicting some good stuff in the last few weeks. I'm actually dialed into Arteta. I can think like him now.
Because you have your nose up his ass.
And yes, we do post-game podcasts as well after the game, most likely on Sundays. Now let's go ahead and insult me. Yes. What?
That's not insulting you. It's telling the truth.
I didn't hear you.
I said it's because you have your nose up his ass.
Alonso, Everton versus Tottenham.
I say a draw. No. I think Everton's gonna beat them. I think Everton's gonna smash them, and I think it's gonna be 2-1 to Everton.
And I think this is for Tottenham. This is probably the last game before they go to that League Cup final, and I do hope that they're going in there in some bad form. Mourinho, we're also seeing the cracks coming. It was kind of hilarious, Gary, the whole situation with Son at the weekend.
Yeah, that was a little strange. No, can you remind me what happened again? Because I do remember seeing parts of it.
Yeah, we were actually doing the podcast at the time that game was going on, but I saw the highlights. McTominay, in the action of scoring the first goal for Vanny, he
lost
Son
an
is
eye.
trying to grab his hand. He flays his hand out, hits him here.
Yeah.
Son drops like a pile of bricks.
Yeah, he lost his eye, and then he was able to turn it around, get the eye back in the eye socket, and then finish off a nice play. And then
the old fake eye, right? But later, I think Tony, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been doing a very, very good job for Manchester United. What he needs to do is not say anything stupid, and to come out and say these things about Son was ridiculous. If that was my son, he wouldn't get to eat.
Hey, you kind of missed a leg pun there. I thought you were going to say false leg, but.
Wow.
Sam,
Yeah.
and then you had the indignation from Mourinho.
Well, you can see Mourinho's melting now because he's blaming everyone. Nothing's his fault. It's all the players' fault. It's the referee. It's everyone. It's the sun. It's the birds in the sky. It's everything but him, basically. So when he starts doing that, he's on his way out. So I think his days at Tottenham are limited. I think, yeah. I mean, it's Mourinho, isn't it? That's just the way he is. He's just He'll never take blame for anything. Nothing's ever his fault. So yeah, it's the way it is, isn't it?
Stefan's great having you here. That's why you're up still at 3:33. We're providing the laughs. Gary, the next game, Saturday. It's the early game on Saturday. Newcastle versus West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would like to see an upset in that one, I just don't see that happening. No way. West Ham's just too strong. I know it's a road game. They're away, but I don't think so. This should be an easy win for.
You see West Ham continuing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think I don't think this is a team that's going to have slip ups. Like collapses at end of season. I mean, they have nothing else really. They don't have anything to play for, right, except for these games and to stay where they are. So should be an easy win for them.
Tony, West Ham are playing amazing stuff. Jesse Lingard playing out of his skin here, scored another goal, a great win for them. What was the score again? 3-3. They beat Leicester really handily. 3-2 maybe, 4-2. I don't know, but
Yeah, I think it was
they won.
3-2. Or it was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Again, they score 3 goals and then they get caught up on. Tony.
Yeah. Shout out to enough numbers there, Ray. Will eventually be right, but West Ham should get a win here.
Sam, what have you got?
Yeah, I think West Ham they want to really make sure they stay in that top 4. I think they're going to be really up for it, and they're a much better team than Newcastle. So yeah, I can't really see West Ham getting it. Newcastle getting anything out of that game. No, I just can't see it happening.
Alonso, Newcastle.
I think it'll be West Ham win. I think it'll be 2-1 to the Hammers.
All right, so I had Gary go first because I wanted to see what all 4 of you said, but I actually think Newcastle can get a result here. I think West Ham have done amazingly well. They've been winning a lot of big games, but Newcastle took a huge step forward, I think, last weekend, beating Burnley, was it? They beat Burnley. So actually, that's my upset game. I'm going to go for Newcastle to beat West Ham.
You're just trying to catch Gary.
The Burnley game is the one that gave you the insight that this game would be similar. The Burnley game?
Yep.
The Burnley
Burnley in form too as well.
Yeah, but you're comparing the 4th best team in the league to the 16th best and try to use it as your analysis for why there's going to be an upset.
West Brom beat Chelsea last weekend.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I just want to make fun of you, I guess, and that there you go.
Until Saturday morning, right?
I expect,
wow.
Like I said, I expect West Ham to win it. So.
Wow, Ray picked that one. Good for him.
I don't know if I've ever said that.
All right, Gary. The next one is not many games on Saturday because of the FA Cup going on, but Wolves versus Sheffield United is the next game, Gary.
Wolves? Oh, I thought. Oh wait, it's Crystal. Oh, we did Crystal Palace already. Isn't that the next game?
Who are they playing? I didn't see that.
Southampton, right? Do I have that wrong?
No, Southampton are in the FA Cup.
Oh, that's the Southampton. Okay. Oh, all right. I pulled it off of whatever site, so I still had it there. Okay, so
what date is it? What date is the game?
It says it was on the Saturday, so maybe it's just the originally scheduled games. So you said the Wolves against Sheffield United.
Wolves, Sheffield United. Yep. Come on, let's bring it home. The landing gear is coming down soon.
That's right. That's right.
Come on, man.
We don't see the landing strip.
I don't see an upset here either. I don't know why. I just don't see it.
Who's flying this plane?
I think the Wolves will be able to get a win out of this.
Want to shout out Tiger and Gooner. New name around here. Thanks for stopping by. We are a different kind of podcast, different kind of Arsenal podcast. But if you want to slap a like and subscribe, would be much appreciated. Tony, Sheffield versus Wolves.
Wake up, Tony. Wake the fuck up.
I'm thinking, goddammit.
That's his thinking face, Sam.
That's his thinking face.
Man. Come on, Tony. We have all night. Come on, man.
Everyone else
Go
is
to bed, man. Come on.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Bowel movement face is Tony's thinking face.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Oh, man.
I said draw, right? Move on. Alonso. Your pick.
Sheffield United definitely going to lose their crap, so that's what's going to happen.
Yep. Alonso. And Alonso, there's no West Brom game today this weekend, so you can't talk. You can't have a West Brom situation.
I guess a draw, man.
Oh my God, we're very adventurous predictors here, aren't we? Yeah, Wolves are going to win that. Wolves are going to win that game. Sheffield United are not good at all. Great win today. Great win today, Tiger and Gunnar. Check back on what we were saying. We previewed the game a little bit earlier, and some great insight. You wouldn't think it from these four people here, but some great insight.
You said four. You meant
the rest of you, not me.
Oh. Nobody's going to back me up. You all think we're in the same boat?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just poking.
Sam, you wake up. He just called you a bad analysis person.
My God.
Gary, let's preview the Arsenal Fulham game at the end here.
All right.
Skip over that one. Man United versus Burnley, Gary.
Well, based on your Burnley analysis, I think this might.
Gary's picking Burnley.
There's no, I don't see that happening either. I mean, nah.
Man United will be out for revenge against Burnley.
Burnley's not going to win. Let's just say that, and they're not going to draw. So
they do well. They do quite well at Old Trafford. Burnley do. Last season they beat them.
You already picked your upset pick, Ray.
I picked mine. Tony.
Pick two.
Man United versus Burnley, Tony.
Man United. Sam's turn.
Sam.
Yeah, I think United are going to win that one.
Okay, Alonso.
I think Man United will win.
Okay, even. Yeah, I would like to see a draw there. I'm going to go for a draw, just for shits and giggles. I've already picked my upset pick. I'm taking Newcastle to beat West Ham. We'll see what happens. There'll be some bants about that. Burnley are not mugs, Stefan. You're right. They're not mugs. Tony, I'm going to switch it up so you can go last in this one, Gary. Tony, Leeds versus Liverpool.
Leeds.
Sam.
Tough one, that one.
Liverpool are getting a bit better.
I think Liverpool are finding a bit of form. They got knocked out. They just got knocked out. Didn't play very well against Real Madrid. Leeds, they're Leeds. They can have a good game. They can have a bad game. You never know what you're getting with them. I think Liverpool most likely going to get the points in that game.
And Leeds had a great result last weekend against City as well. None of us saw that coming. And Tiger and Gunnar, correct. Come on, Burnley. I'd like to see Manchester United have a little dip in form now, as hopefully we're going to culminate our season in meeting them maybe in the Europa League final. Alonso, Leeds versus Liverpool.
I think they're probably too mad to just put a draw. I think Liverpool win the game by a lot.
And Liverpool will be very motivated to try and get that top four spot. There's going to be a lot of competition here between West Ham, Chelsea, and Liverpool for that fourth spot. Somebody's going to miss out there. There's only one game left, so I think all four of you have taken Brighton to beat Chelsea. Am I correct, Gary? Or Gary first, Leeds, Liverpool?
Should I switch it up? I don't know.
You're so far ahead, it doesn't matter.
Well, all it takes is a couple of good draws, and you can catch up. I actually was looking at this game and the next one to figure out which one I wanted to go with. Like you said, Liverpool just bowed out of the Champions League, so they're going to probably be up for the next game they play, and they've got two teams ahead of them that they want to jump. So, the Leeds team, though, you never know which one you're going to get. Is you going to get the one that's going to play them pretty well? They're at home. Nah. Leeds will lose.
Leeds will lose at home. Leeds are at home, right? Okay. Chelsea, Brighton, Gary.
Yep. So that's my upset pick. Yeah.
Chelsea to lose 2 in a row.
Did they lose their last one?
Yeah, didn't they lose to West Brom?
No.
Well, they beat Crystal Palace. You're right.
No. So yeah. So they.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Take
I'm gonna
that
go.
smug smile back off my face.
Yeah. Nah. I'm gonna go. This is my upset pick.
All right.
I don't think. You know. I think Chelsea needs to get. Needs a little surprise. So I think it'll happen this weekend.
Yeah, of course, the big one for us in terms of our league position is going to be Everton Tottenham, the first game we talked about. Tony, Brighton away to Chelsea.
I think Chelsea wins.
Sam,
I'll pick Brighton as an upset there because Chelsea, yeah, they're going to have to rotate. I think some players because they've just played in the Champions League, played a tough game, and Brighton they're going to be giving 110% to try and stay up. They've still got possibility to stay up, right? I mean they're battling down there, so where are they? Let's just have a look at the points again. Yeah, I mean they're 33 points, so they want to stay away from the drop, right? So
yeah,
they're going to try and give it 110%. And Brighton, their form lately is draw last game, a loss before then, so then 2 wins before then. So their form is not that bad. Let's see what happens. Of course, Chelsea are favourites, but I think something can happen in that game.
of course, Sam. We've been talking about Arsenal. We've got a lot of games against these bottom 5 teams. We got to play Newcastle. We got to play Fulham now at the weekend, and we got to play West Brom, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So they're not going to be easy. Those are teams that are in the relegation fight. They're not going to give us easy games.
Exactly. Yeah, Fulham. I mean, we've got to be careful of Fulham on Sunday because they've got 4 losses in a row. They desperately want to stay up, but they're not going to make life easy for us, even though we absolutely battered them in the first game of the season. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be this easy. This game, I don't.
Yeah. Tony, what was your upset pick, Tony?
You put it up on the screen. Pay attention, Ray. It's Leeds.
Leeds. Okay. Alonso, Chelsea versus Brighton. Is this your upset pick?
No, it's not. I messed up.
All right, that's okay.
He was gonna do West Brom, wasn't he?
Not locked in yet. And anyone who doesn't know what's going on is watching for the first time. We've been having a competition between ourselves, picking upset picks each week, and applying. If the upset is a win, you get the full position difference in points. So Gary's got quite a few wins, as you can see there. And if it's a draw, you get half of those points. So half of the position difference is in points. So if there's 12 places between the 2 teams, you got to win. It's 12 points. If you get a draw, it is 6 points. So Gary's doing quite well, and we're trying to catch up to him here. Alonso, Chelsea versus Brighton.
I'm gonna go for my upset pick real quick.
Yes.
So I think Joe Willock is gonna. I think Karen Gibbs is gonna fly out to London, right, and have lunch with good old Joe Willock, and he's gonna remind him that this is derby. He needs to score because West Ham are a rival team for Arsenal. So Joe Willock is gonna score against West Ham. He's gonna score 2 goals, and it'd be 2-1 to Newcastle. That's my upset.
I thought you said it real fast.
And if you're not a regular, if you're watching
That was
this for the first time, Alonso has been coming up with some great West Brom.
Yeah, this
story
segment was
lines.
brought to you by
Karen Gibbs.
Karen Gibbs.
Karen
West
Gibbs.
Brom.
Okay, so
West Brom.
I think Chelsea are gonna beat Brighton.
Brighton. Yeah. All right, cool. We're coming up on. We're over 2 hours now. Let's spend another 10 or 15 minutes. We got to preview, Gary. Always the next game, right? The biggest game is always the next game for Arsenal.
Yep.
Huge relief, I would say, amongst Arteta and the playing staff to get over this quarterfinal. We're into the semifinals. We can breathe a little bit now. We're going to have a couple of games here before we go into a semifinal with Unai Emery. But very important in the league that when we push on, we use momentum. We got Fulham coming in. And I think, as Sam has mentioned, they haven't won in 5 games since they beat Liverpool. And you predicted they would beat Liverpool. You got all those lovely points there. But what should we be looking for on Sunday with Fulham Arsenal?
Like you said, I think they've been on a losing streak. So to catch a team, they haven't lost 5 in a row this season. So they'll be biting at the bit to change their ways. So it's going to be a little tough. But I do feel, with that in mind, we should have enough to surprise them and maybe put them down early. I think we can do that. We just showed we can score 3 goals in 6 minutes. So it would be nice to come out of the gate, fast. I know what is it? It's an early game for us, right? So is that 1:30? Is it 1:30 or
8:30 here? It's 1:30 UK time.
So we should, we need to come out fast and put the game to rest. Take their legs out from beneath them.
Don't give them a reason to think that they can be in the game, right?
Yeah, no. And then I would like to. Then we need to bring on the youngsters to have some fun.
Yeah, let's get into a 2-0 position by halftime. That hasn't happened to us very much this season.
Yeah, we
Tony.
definitely. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
We definitely need to start fast. I mean, this last game, it looked like it took a little while for us to get into it. Be nice to come in and do what we've done. What's been done to us is come in early, get smack them in the mouth pretty early, and then run away with it.
So Tony is the resident Lacazette stat merchant here. So Tony will give you this question here from Tiger and Gunnar. I think you also answered in the chats, but that's fine. Do you think Lacazette will start against Fulham? Tony's had a couple of tough games now.
I think he will start. I think he should be given a rest. I think Saka should be given a rest and try some of the younger players. But knowing Lego, man, he won't give them a rest, and he'll keep on playing them until one of them gets hurt.
Who would you start with now? If Aubameyang's out and Lacazette, you're going to give Lacazette a rest. Who would you start with?
Martinelli.
Martinelli up top. Yeah. Go ahead, Tony. Got more?
Nope.
All right. Sam, how do you see the game going? And actually, Sam, when's Odegaard going to be back playing?
Well, he had a fitness test before the game today, I think. So he was just a bit short today. So he might be available again for Sunday, but I wouldn't rush him back. I'd rest him a little bit longer. Probably. I don't really want to see him back on Sunday. I think that'd be a bit early. Yeah, I mean, against Fulham, you've got a chance to rest some players, but why are we resting players? I mean, we need to. I don't know. I mean, we're going to play.
Lacazette has played a lot of minutes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, Lacazette, you can rest Lacazette. I'd love to see Martinelli given a chance in the middle there, but you just can't really see it happening, can you? It's gonna.
No.
It's going to be either Nketiah or he's going to stick with Lacazette. It's going to be something like that. I don't know that I don't mind sticking with Lacazette, but you just can't see him putting Martinelli in there, even though I'd like to see it. You're likely to probably see a couple of changes for rotation, probably, and it's not going to be the same lineup. I really don't think it's going to be the same lineup. That's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see.
Sam, what we're going to have to be doing now is scratching our depth a little bit more. Aubameyang's going to be out, obviously. Lacazette, then we're scratching into, like you said, Nketiah, Martinelli, or even a Balogun for some minutes. Hopefully, we can see Balogun get maybe 20, 25 minutes on Sunday.
Yeah, because I think for some reason he's got Nketiah ahead of him. So Aiketi is likely going to start if he wants to rest Lacazette, and then that would mean, that opens it up for Balogun to come on sometime in the second half, right? So they'll be interested to see if that happens.
Yeah. Any other points about Sunday, Gary?
No, I mean, I guess the one, I think I saw a comment earlier from Ray. I don't know if he's going to watch the replay, but if we're going to rest players, then Gabriel gets to play, right? And that means one of the two of our center backs gets to rest, depending on how we decide to play it. I mean, Cedric should play, right? I mean, we've got, even if we rest certain players, we have the next game to get them prepared and ready to go for the Villarreal game. So this might be nice to be able to give some of those players a rest. I mean, Xhaka probably needs a rest, mentally more than physically, I think, for him, just to step away, because who knows what he's going to be asked to do next, right? So
goalie.
Huh?
He's going to play goalie.
Maybe. But I think, I mean, like I said, I always thought Emil Smith-Rowe should have rested this game. And, and I saw people talking about if he's healthy, then he plays. But we've seen them break down, right? So, that's my only concern is if, I guess Arteta knows more than us, of course. And that's why he was able to put him in. But he still couldn't finish out the game, right? So he's not making 90 minutes in any game, probably here on at least the next 3 or 4 games. He's not going to do 90 minutes, probably, right? So he probably should rest or get some minutes, come out at halftime or something like that. So, but yeah,
as Stan said here, but if we're not renewing Eddie's contract, why give him the minutes or over Balogun, who's just re-signed? The only thing I can think of is to put him in the shop window a little bit here and there to get a few extra million for him. If we should be selling Eddie in the summer for sure.
Eddie he hasn't been able. He's not really even showing up for the U23s, right? Or right? I mean, when he came in, they didn't look so good with him out there, right? He missed some chances. So, and I think part of that is probably rust, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, at some point you got to say, enough is enough. Let's try and move on to the next guy. I mean, especially if you just signed, Balogun and there are minutes available for him, right? So,
I think in terms of David Luiz, it is the right thing, and the way things have gone for him, it's the right time to finish his career now at Arsenal. He's not going to be playing for the rest of the season. He is out for the rest of the season, and it's time for the club to move forward now. Tony?
I was just waving bye to him.
And, we've seen Saliba out there. Where is he? At Nice now, right?
Yep.
And I think he's progressing. I think, who knows what's going to happen with Saliba? That's a whole other, we get into it now, it's going to be a longer conversation. But I think the right thing for him to do is to come back in the summer and have a really good preseason with us.
Well, sorry, Ray, but you're also forgetting we have Mavropanos as well.
Yeah.
I think all of those players. I think all of our players should come back so they can figure out what they got before they really send them off. I don't think we have the monetary stability, or we have the monies to get all the players we want, and especially if we have players out there that could possibly fit the bill. So
he assembled here.
Not willing to spend it.
He assembled on average. Arsenal win the FA Cup or our league champions every 5 years, and we are owed a title this year. So if by 2026 we have won a title and an FA Cup, that average is on schedule. Weird but true. And we want to be in that arena. We want to be challenging again. It's not good enough for us as fans to have to lower our standards. That's the reality where we are right now, and hopefully things are going to move forward in the next 18 months to 2 years. Sam, we have a lot of young players coming through. So
We do, and I think we're going to see more next season. I think we're going to be relying on a few more of the youngsters next season, and I'm fine with that as long as we can build around them with some decent players. So, be like the Ajax model really going forward. I think that is something we could do really well. And the players, we've got some great talent coming through, some really, really good players. It's the best group of players we've got coming through the youth academy for a long, long time. So, it's going to be interesting to see.
Tony?
How's that not happen with Arteta at the helm? He doesn't like playing the youth.
That's going
He
to be
doesn't have much choice. He doesn't have much choice, does he? Because Stan Kroenke's not going to put up any money, so we're going to be selling loads of players. We're not going to be buying many, so we're going to be lacking places in the squad. You've got to remember, you've got 25 places to fill. So our squad's going to be a lot lighter by the end of the summer. So we have to fill that up with some of the youngsters.
So
we're going to be trimming that squad. It's already happened, Tony, in the January window. We moved a few players on. So it's going to happen. We're going to be selling 4 players to get 2.
Yeah, that can't happen. Do we have depth now? No. Selling more players, less depth.
Academy players will come in to help out. We've seen Aziz coming onto the team tonight, so he's going to start seeing some minutes. Hopefully, these players need to see some minutes between now and the end of the season to get used to the surroundings and what's expected of them.
Yeah, we should already seen it.
Alonso, did you want to jump in?
He was mocking me like he always does for putting my hand up.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Come on, let's go, Alonso. Bring it home.
I can hit his messed up again.
Can you freeze on us?
We will be doing a pre-game until Alonso comes back here. We'll be doing a pre-game show. Whew. Yeah, what are we going to do? It's going to be pretty early. Gary, you up for an early morning pre-game?
Yeah.
Sunday?
It's 8 o'clock. What is it? It'll be, what,
7:30.
7:30? Yeah. I'll be up. So.
Tony will as well. Alonso, you back?
I hate waking up that early.
All right, we will be doing a pre-game podcast for the Fulham game and obviously post-game, usual time, I think. Trying to give Alonso some time to come back here, but I think we're going to wind it up here. Sam, thanks for hanging in there. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's time for me to get in my coffin now and make sure the hounds are in and the virgins are all locked up in the dungeons below. It's
what about
okay.
the reindeer?
Oh God!
The reindeer are out running out on all the lands outside. It's fine. They're fine out there. They're having a good time. So no, the key word is, the buzzword is consistency, right? So today we've seen what this team can do when they start clicking and things start working. When they come out of the gates 110% ready to go and actually give 90 minutes worth of effort. So let's see that again on Sunday. I know it's not going to be the same lineup. We're probably going to see a few changes, but that still doesn't mean we shouldn't be able to see the same kind of effort, the same kind of work rate, and whoever's up front for us, that front three, they've got to be clinical, take the chances when they come, and we should be beating Fulham. It's a team we should be beating. So let's see some consistency now and see if we can actually start, putting this this squad together a bit. How we want it to be.
Yeah, we want to see some W's at the end of our form table here. It's so cold where Stefan is. Just got the cat in. Sam, what's it like there in Norway? Cold still?
So we work in Celsius here. Not really sure what the Fahrenheit is, but
is it close to 0?
No, we're about 8 between 8 and 10 degrees at the moment. But we're moving up. We're moving up now. We're going to be warmer and warmer now going forward.
Yeah.
Sam doesn't know he's only up at nighttime.
It's about the same here, Gary. Right? Not too cold, and I think Tony is a little bit warmer down there.
Not much.
Oklahoma. not much warmer.
Depends on the day. One day is 80, then it's 50 the next. It's kind of sporadic.
Tony, the watchword is consistency. Let's have your final word, Tony.
First, I have a question for Sam. What is Martin's injury? Is it a high ankle sprain or
Odegaard.
It's an ankle sprain.
high ankle, probably?
I don't know exactly, but it's an ankle sprain. But he had a fitness test. He had a fitness test today, and from what I know, he was close to being ready today. So I think he's going to be ready for one of the next games.
Final.
He'll be ready for Villarreal. Let's put it that way. I think he'll be ready for Villarreal if we want to use him for that game.
And you know what, Sam? I think it's a great testament to Emile Smith-Rowe is his temperament, that you put what would be perceived as a competition in front of him with Odegaard, and he's not missed a beat. Emile Smith-Rowe.
Well, I think it's actually done him the world of good. I think it's bringing more out of Emile Smith-Rowe. What we saw today was fantastic. Those little passes, the nutmegs through the defenders to get the ball to Pepe. I mean, today what we saw was fantastic from Smith-Rowe, and I think that's partly down to Erdegaard bringing out the best in him. And I would love to see them two play together. I mean, those two together pulling the strings in our attack would be fantastic.
You can say Odegaard's bringing that out of him, but the player has to want to better himself as well. And
of course, that's what Smith-Rowe is. That's what he is. That is him. You know, he has that attitude and that ambition. He wants to be better and get better, and he's come a long way now into 2 seasons. And yeah, of course, he's got that in him. And the competition or mentoring, whatever you want to call it, from Erdegaard is definitely helping.
Tiger and Gunnar, the dates are 2 weeks from now, the 29th of April and the 6th of May. 2 weeks from now, it's a Thursday, and then the following Thursday. So, Gary?
No, I was just going to say, I know it's got to be in the player, but sometimes you don't realize where you are until you see somebody do it better or do it different, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if Leno saw Ryan come in and have a tremendous game, he would realize how far, where he stands in terms of what he needs to work on, right? But all he's seen is Ryan come in, basically pitch a clean sheet, except for one. The defenders around him kind of giving up a goal, essentially. So he doesn't know if there's more for him to work on, all right? So I feel like competition brings it out of you, because then you realize, you know what, especially if the coach is asking you to do something and you think you are, but you're just not doing it 100% the way he wants, and then another player comes out and does that, right? Because Erdegaard comes in there. Partey's able to make passes directly to Erdegaard, and you're like, wow, that looks really nice. You don't see that same thing from Smith-Rowe, I don't believe, but you see something, you see something different. So now you have that competition, because they bring something different to the table each time they step on the field.
Or you play both of them.
Then you play both of them, and then
Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger and Gunnar, this is what we love to see here. We're not in it for the numbers. We're not in it to be the best around, but we do want to build a community here. And
interaction.
I'm telling you, I bust on these 4 guys and the other people that come in. I got a few others, like Stan comes in, but they really are the best in the business. I can't give them enough credit, all 4 of them here. You all bring something a little bit different. That's what makes it a crazy gang. I call it the Magnificent Seven. But Tiger Gunnar, I love your avatar, and that's what we want to get back to. Challenging the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool and City and Chelsea, those teams at the top of the table, and that's where we have to get back to. Alonso, sorry you dropped out there. Final words, Alonso?
Yeah, I think everyone here can agree on that. The changes that Arteta has made for Arsenal to succeed have been quite. Granted, it's only 2 games, right? But we gotta look at the positives, and the positives look pretty bright. We have players playing out of position, and it's working. So why not give it a go and see where it goes. But the road test will come in 2 weeks when we play Real and hopefully Manchester United or Roma. And to close out the season, right? So, but then again, you also want your youngsters to also improve and also succeed. And so, yeah, I mean, everything has to work well for this to work. And it's only been 2 games, and so far it looks pretty positive.
Yeah, and look, I think we're at a crossroads here. A lot of fans can be feeling Arteta's not doing the right things and want to change, and a lot of fans can feel we're on the right path. Just asking for a little bit more patience, and it's a tough one. It's a tough sell either way. I think it's finally balanced right now. And listen, I know we're going to be going into it. It is a cup competition. The semi-final against Unai Emery is not going to be easy, and it can go either way. You can literally flip a coin, I think, in terms of who's going to go through in that tie. Tony, your final word, and please help Tony. I'll put the description at the bottom for his GoFundMe page. Help him get his prosthetic leg so he can have a leg to stand on when he's making arguments for Arsenal.
Yeah, or two-footed challenges.
Or two-footed challenges. Or play like Pepe.
I'm still more two-footed than Pepe, Ray.
Okay, let's have your final word and let's get out of here.
I want to have my Irish goodbye, Ray. Anyway, it's nice to see us play a complete 90 minutes, 2 games in a row. Who the fuck knew we had that in us? It's about time. I think that's probably only 2 complete 90-minute games we played in a year and a half under Arteta. And let's see. That's it on the football side. Hopefully everybody gets out and gets vaccinated since COVID's starting to spike in several different areas again. And it sounds like everybody's have to have a second vaccination within the next 9 to 12 months if they've already had a vaccination.
Yeah, a good message there. We need to get back to where we are, and everyone needs to probably still just do the right thing for just a little bit longer. I know it's not an easy situation. Can't wait for the next podcast. It'll be Sunday pre-game, pretty early. The Arsenal game is just afternoon, 1:30 US or UK time. Nothing left to sell or cut back on Tony Arsenal. You couldn't make it up. Listen, we've been going a long time. One last comment here from Tiger and Gunnar. We'll get out of here. Enjoyed the show. Sorry late. Didn't realize that you were on Love from Australia, mate. Okay. And this is part of the reason we did have a subscriber from Australia. This is part of the reason why I decided to do this time slot. It switches it up. It helps Gooners from other parts of the world, and it's a good thing that it's going out. The UK viewers and Sam there, it's the middle of the night, so I always appreciate everyone.
Sam has to get to bed.
Yeah.
Get into his coffin. Come on, Ray, wrap it up.
I know he's been like I can read him. He's been very quiet there, but I can read Sam. He's like, finish it already. Finish it
Let
already.
a vampire go.
He hit the clicker on his coffin, and now he's like, shit, I clicked it because now he's
not a timer, isn't it?
Letting all the bats. He's got to go collect the bats to get him back in there with him.
Anyway, listen. Appreciate all the love, especially everyone from the UK. It's in the middle of the morning there, and we do have loyal viewership who do come and watch the assembled, all of you. Until next time, we move to the next game. The next one is the most important one. It is Fulham at the weekend. Come on, you Gunners. We're in the semi-finals. Got a smile on our face. Up the Arsenal. See you at the weekend. Let's get 3 points. 3 points against